Okay, I'm going to show you an example of tatting now. Now I have this needle. It's a tatting needle, and I threaded it. And I'm just going to make a short little tatted piece, so I don't need a long tail right here. But if I did a medallion or a wreath, it would be a lot longer. So it depends on your project you're working on as to how long you have the tail. So I take this piece right here, and I gotta see what I'm doing here. And I'm going to make it about as long as the tail. And I don't loop it over. I'm not looping it over. I'm keeping it in back. I just hold it with my finger. And as I tat, I take it and I go up the front of my finger, and then I turn it around and go up the back of my finger. That makes a double stitch. You see that? Double stitch. Let me do that again. Front. Whoops. Oh, I can't see. So I did the front stitch. Then I do the back stitch. Now I'm doing this very slowly. When I tat a whole lot faster than this. And then I do it again. But I want to make a picot. So I hold it. I don't pull it all the way down here. I hold it out to this part. And then I go around the back of my finger again. And do the front of my finger. And the back of my finger. And then I pull it in like this. And that makes the picot. I'm going to make another picot. Front of my finger. The back of my finger. See that? That's what it's supposed to look like, the double stitch. Front of my finger. The back of my finger. And I pull it in. And that makes it. And if they're not the same size, just pull them down a little bit. You can adjust them. I'm going to do another one. Front of my finger. The back of my finger. And I don't pull it in until I make both of those double stitches. The back of my finger. Oops, didn't get it. The back of my finger. There we go. And I want to make 5 of these. Front, back, front, back. I've made 2, see? 1, 2. So I need to make 1 more. Front, back, front, back. So there we go. 5 picots. And I'm going to make a ring. Tatting is made up of rings and chains. This is a ring. So you see, I've got this. I'm going to pull this off the back of my needle and make sure that it does not close, because I'm going to stick my needle in here and pull it so that it makes a ring. See my ring? And I'm going to make a knot right here. I'm not even looking at my fingers. I'm looking at my camera. So it's really weird trying to do this looking at a camera instead of looking actually at my fingers. Okay, so I've got this ring. Now I'm going to make a chain. So I lay my needle right here in the middle of these two threads. Pick up this thread on the side, and I'm going to do the same thing, front of my finger, oops, the back of my finger, and I'm going to do 5 of these, or I mean 6 of these. One, this is the second one. See, you see I've got 2 there, 1, 2, 3, 4, see I have 4, 5, 6, and now I'm going to make another picot, just like we did it on the ring. And then I'm going to do 2 of them, and I'm going to pull it just like I did on the ring. So I made 2, and I got to make 4 more for 6. This is the third one. 4, 5, 6. There we go. So this time when I pull it off, I am not going to close it. I'm going to just let it be, this is called a chain, be a chain. I did not close it like I did the ring. There's my chain. Okay? Make another knot to hold it so it doesn't come apart. Okay, so there you are, ring and a chain. And that's just like the ring and the chain, except I did some more picots here. Didn't just do 1. I did 1 here. I did 5 picots here. So I just made this chain, and next thing I'm going to do is do this ring again. So when I do this, then I have to turn it over, make sure this thread's going this way, and this thread is going this way, and I'm going to lay my needle in between those threads. I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to do a ring, do a front, another double stitch, back, oops, front, back, then I'm going to make a picot, because this is the pattern I'm doing. Okay, so I made a picot. Now, this is the crucial part right here. It's very important that you watch what I do. I'm going to take my first ring, go through the second picot. Whoops, I gotta see what I'm doing here. Go through the second picot, put my needle through there, and then I loop this, and I call this, you know how when you knit, you call yarn over? I call it yarning over. So you see, you've got to bring it here, and that's the thread that you looped over there. And that attached it to that picot, and then you put the back side of that double stitch there, and see what it looks like. It's got that little picot right there, and I got to make another double stitch. So we still have to have 5 picots to make another ring, and right now we have 1, 2. So I need 3 more, right? Let me do 3 more. 1, do a double. I got to do double stitches in between them all now. 1, 2, 3. And you have to you have to forgive me for my finger. I've been using my ink, and it's got brown ink on my thumb, so I can't get that off. I've been doing it a lot. I've been inking a lot of stuff. Okay, so here we are. We got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to make another ring, and I'm going to have to pull it off again, just like I did the first one, and I stick my pinky in this thread so that it doesn't close up, and you see that? And I've got to put my needle through that circle to pull that there, and I make another knot so that it won't come apart. It's going to be tight. There you go. And that's sort of like I make my little tag toppers. Just like that. Okay? So we're just going to go ahead and do some more of this. Got to put my needle in between those 2 threads again, and make another double stitch. Make 5 of them, or 6 of them, I'm sorry, 6. 3, see, I have 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to make a picot, because everything you've got to count. This is a counting thing, sort of like crochet. You have to count. 2, 3, pull it together. See, I've got 3. Well, it's not, I'm trying to get it to, I don't know why it's not adjusting. 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Now I got to pull it off again. Pull it off the back of your needle. This time I don't stick my pinky in there. I just pull it tight. See what I just did? Just pulled it tight. And I get it nice and tight so it's even with the other one. Get it nice and tight, and then I do another knot. All right, there we go. Now we've got 2 rings and 2 chains. So I turn it over, put my needle right here again. The front of my finger, the back of my finger, front of my finger, back of my finger. I make my picot. Front of my finger, back of my finger, front of my finger, back of my finger. Whoops, no, I got too much there. I did an extra one. See, you could see I did an extra one, right? Because it's got 2 there, and I had that little extra, so all you have to do is pull it off. Okay? Okay, now I have to go through that second picot again with my needle. Went through that. Yarn over. Pull it up and keep that thread right there. Come up right here. It took me forever to learn this stitch because I only had written instructions. I didn't have a YouTube video or anything, and I could not understand what they were doing. It just didn't make any sense. So it took me 6 months to teach myself how to do this. I mean, I couldn't believe I had so much patience, but I guess it was all for a good cause. Okay, so now I've got the 2 picots. I need 3 more, right? 5 altogether. So with the 2 stitches, another picot. I'm speeding up a little bit. Another 2 stitches, double stitches. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it off again. Get my finger in there. Put that needle in there so it doesn't close up. Make a little circle. Make a little wreath. There we go. So you think you could do this? I might do another video just to show you. This is kind of like an awkward position, but it's the best way I know to let you see all these stitches, because it's got to be close for you to see. And you just keep going and doing the very same thing. There's just 2 stitches in tatting, a double stitch and a picot. That's it. And it's just the combinations of what you do that make it come out differently. So I hope this helps you, and I hope you can start to tat, because I want a lot of people to learn how to tat, because we need to keep this almost lost art alive. I think there's several kinds of lost arts that we have in this world, and this is one of them. And we need to just keep doing this. And I can't tell you the times people have told me, my grandmother used to do this, my mother used to do this, I couldn't get it, but I was just a kid. You know, when you're a kid, you don't have the patience that we have now. If you really want to learn this, you can learn it. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.